So it's 2022, and we've had enough time in the market to get an idea about what's going on in the Miami real estate market. And I'm pretty sure that around the nation, it's very similar. I waited till the middle of February to do this video because, in the beginning of the year, everyone's doing their own thing. I mean, if you think about like the gym, everyone has their New Year's resolutions, whether it's to move, whether it's to find a new job, whether it's to lose weight or whatever it is for someone. And again, the gym, there's so many people, including myself in the past, that said, my New Year's resolution is to get in better shape this year. And if you go to the gym the first month, it's a lot less busy at the end of the month than the beginning of the month. So with that said, I wanted to make sure I had about a month and a half's worth of data to let you know how the market is, what's happening with the market. And I want to share with you this. This is like, as agents, even though this is my 18th year, I think June will be my 18th year doing real estate in Miami. And not that I did it anywhere else, but 18 years doing this. With that said, it doesn't matter in life how long you do something. You always have to be open to not knowing everything. And that's helped me quite a bit in life, not having this ego, this big ego. Because like on an aside, like when we are selling someone's house, it's not just the agent, it's a team effort, because sometimes we're able to get information from them that definitely helps us with the process, helps us get more money, and it just shares the story better. So with that said, I've done videos in the past, not long ago, and I said, yeah, the 2022 real estate market in Miami is going to slow down quite a bit. And because we were getting worse quality offers, meaning when I say that, like, give me an example. In the past, if we got 10 offers on something, now, a few months ago, so like 6 months ago, if we were getting 10 offers on something, maybe a few months ago, we were getting six. And instead of like 60% cash, we were getting maybe 30 or 40% cash. And instead of getting like out of the remaining offers, high down payment offers and very few low down payment offers, we were getting like lower down payment offers. So that shows a trend of what's probably going to happen in the future. But with anything in life, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to happen. So, 45 days, today's February 15th. Hope you guys all had a good Valentine's Day, or hopefully your day was good, whether you had a Valentine or not yesterday. But with that said, 45 days for me is a good indication of what's going on in the market. Doesn't guarantee the future, but it probably will let you know what's going to happen in the immediate future. And with rates going higher and higher, and I'm not an expert in rates and all that. I don't lend money. I have a few people that I recommend. But with that said, rates are as high as they've been in a long time. And, it's not uncommon to see them over 4% now. And that sounds like a ridiculously low number. But sometimes in the past, not long ago, rates were sometimes below 3%. So I heard that rates are probably going to go up 5 times this year by the Fed. And we're seeing that. We're seeing rates go up. And when you think about it, a lot of people are okay paying 3%, 4%, 4.5%, and that's fine. But what that doesn't take account into is like everyone, if they're financing, they qualify for a certain amount. And so let's just say a $500,000 home, just to make it easy. So that $500,000 home, all the people that would qualify, it's based on their credit, it's based on what they make, what their down payment is, many other things. But at the end of the day, each person qualifies for a certain payment. That payment, one of the big things that determines that payment is the interest rate. So even if the person is fine paying a higher interest rate, they're still going to qualify for a certain payment. So if the rate goes up, what's going to happen is that payment is still going to stay the same, but you're going to qualify for a less expensive home. So, so what happens is the buyer's pool is reduced. So even though that's said, and even though things will probably change in the future, what's happening now is our market is not slowing down. In Miami, the market for the first 45 days of the year, maybe I guess it's 46 because January had 31 days. But anyways, for the first 46 days of the year, the market has been on fire. I'm going to give you an example. So today I have this buyer. He's in Pittsburgh, looking to buy a house. Been working with him for a while. We've looked at homes for quite some time, and we've looked at many different price ranges. And so the home that he liked yesterday was came on the market for, it's like just under 3 million. Okay, so like 299 or whatever, 295. This property is in an area where maybe I would say 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, say like pre-COVID, and definitely pre-COVID, that property would have probably sold for, I don't know, maybe 1.8, maybe 1.9, maybe 2 million, not that much more than that. And it would probably take a few months to sell. So this property has been on the market for, I think it's about 6 days. And a lot of times properties will, even if the property is getting a ton of viewing in the beginning, especially if you're going through a weekend, which we just did. Today is Tuesday. So a few days, when the home came on the market 6 days ago, if my math is good, doing days, which I'm not great at, means it probably came on the market on Wednesday. And if you have a home that comes on the market on a Wednesday in the hottest real estate market ever, you'd probably want it to be on the market over the weekend. First time it was showed was actually on the weekend. So 6 days later, I spoke to an agent, and the listing agent, asking her if it's on the market or not, because again, I would guess, and with real estate, it's not a perfect science, but I would have guessed that because that property they're asking 3 million, and about 2.5 years ago, it would have been tough to get 2 million. I would think that maybe you get a multiple offer, maybe not that many multiple offers, maybe you don't get any multiple offers, and maybe you would it would sell for maybe 100K over the asking, so maybe 3 or 4% over the asking price. When I spoke to the agent today, very nice agent, she told me that they had 9 offers on the property. The majority of them were cash offers. Majority of them were significantly over the asking price. And also there were many of those that didn't have like any contingencies, no contingencies, way over asking price, and a cash offer. So that seller is probably going to accept one of the offers. My buyer is in Pittsburgh. It was like, this property was probably like a 7 out of 10 for him for what he wants, maybe a 6.5 out of 10 for him. At the asking price, or a little bit above, it probably would have been an 8 or a 9 out of 10 for him. But based on what, on how much he'd have to pay, say he has to pay 4 million for it, then it becomes like a 6.5 out of 10. So we're not going to go forward. We're not going to put an offer. We're going to look at other stuff in different areas. But anyways, my whole point is that the market is really hot. And I'm going to share with you 2 things that I think will give you a better idea of the market. And even though I did finance in college, even though I worked for a hedge fund company, I was an analyst for a while, I'm not going to share all these super specific data points because no one really cares except a very, very small segment of the viewers that watch our stuff. So I'm going to make it make more sense. And I'm going to relate that to like, instead of like, it's like if you're watching the weather channel or you're watching weather on your local news, or you go onto the app, you don't care. Most people don't care about the humidity percentage, the barometer, whatever it is. You know, I'm not that great with weather, as you can probably tell with what I'm saying. People don't care that much about many things except the high and low temperature, and is it going to rain, and if it's going to rain, when. So they want to super specific, easy to digest information. So I'm going to share my screen with you in a second and share with you these two things that I want to share. Let me see if I can find. Okay. So the first thing I want to share is this. Let me get here. Hopefully you see this thing. It's called Trend Graphics. This has quite a bit of data points. This is Dade County. Basically, hopefully you can see this. So for sale is this lighter green. Sold is this darker green. And pending is this red thing. So if you look at this really quickly, and this is all price ranges, and all of Miami-Dade County, which is like Miami, Miami Beach, just tons of different areas. It's basically what people think of as Miami. Also, besides being all prices in Miami-Dade County, it's single family homes, condos, townhouses, as well, villas, which are one-story townhomes. That's what they call them here. Anyways, you could see this graph, and you can see the inventory amount of homes that were on the market. This is November of 2020. This is November of 2021. And this is January. I'm going to show you another thing after this that has February, some February stats, so you'll get a better idea. So you can see from 17,000, almost 18,000 homes for sale, we went down to 7,907. So roughly 10,000 properties less for sale. I'm not going to do the math in my head because honestly, I'm not that good at figuring that out. I'm pretty good at math, but I don't want to figure that out. I'll probably choke under pressure because I'm on the video. So what you could also see is sold. If you see in November of 2020, there were 2,673 sold. In November of 2021, there were 3,400 sold. So about 800, almost 800 more were sold with significantly less inventory. Then if you see, so let me see if I can do this highlight thing. Okay, so in January of 2022, there were 7,907 units for sale. If we see January 2022, there were only, so let me go back to that. 2022, oh, this is compared to last, I'm not gonna do that. That's just too much information. Again, I said I'm gonna make this simple. So in December, there were 8,700 units for sale, went down to 7,900, roughly 800 and whatever, 857 properties less for sale, if I'm not mistaken. And the thing is, we had less units sold, but it's because it was like the end, you know, there was less inventory, less things closed and all that. But the stat that's more important than that is the amount of pending. So in December, we had 3,000 pending, and we almost had 4,000 pending, almost 25% more in pending sales in January. So like sold units are sort of not a great indicator. Stop sharing my screen for a second. Sold units is not a great indicator because like I said in a previous video, sold units are basically telling you the activity. So usually when a home is under contract in Miami, it'll take 30 to 45 days to close. Some are going to take 60 or longer. Some are going to take I don't know, less than 30 days. But on average, it's going to take 30 to 45 days to close once you have an accepted offer. And when you're in an appreciating market, what happens is the activity. So say something closed January 1st, that that closed sale is more, it's more representative of how the market was 30 to 45 days before January 1st. So closed units, even though we had those units closed in January, they're probably more representative of a time 30 to 45 days different. But what makes more sense and what gives you a much better idea of the market, especially in an appreciating market, is when you look at the pending sales, because pending sales happen this month. If it's in January, it happened in January. Another indicator is the price increases and decreases that month. That's going to be the next thing I show you. But so if you're in a market where you have more pending sales, almost 25% more pending sales this month than last month, you're in a hotter market. So I hopefully that makes sense. So I'm going to go to my other thing that I'm going to share with you. I'm going to get it ready first. And the thing I'm going to share with you, I look at daily. So I enlarge the screen. So this is a Market Watch report. So typically, I'm going to stop sharing because you're going to look at the data before, instead of listening to me. Most people will. That's what I would do. So in a regular market, pre-COVID, just a normal market. When you have a normal market, you're going to have it's going to be very rare to have price increases. Most people are doing price decreases. You put a home on the market, it's not selling, you lower the price. It's not typical to have a property on the market and then increase the price and be successful. But in this COVID market that we're in, it's much different. We're seeing a lot of price increases. It's not, so even if you just have a few price increases, 15, 20% of the price decreases, you're going to start to see, a market that's doing better. It's an appreciating market because the seller, if they increase the price, a lot of times they feel they're going to catch up to that price. Doesn't mean that like all sellers are going to price their homes, at a good number that is fair, that's going to sell. The problem is what's going to happen is you're going to have an issue where basically where because people see the news and they hear how hot the real estate market is, they're going to also price their house at aspirational prices. They're going to price a house. Sorry, I lost track of my thought. I had like 4 phone calls and a few texts while I'm doing this. So sorry about that. But anyways, you're going to have sellers, because either it's their agent or because they're friends or whatever. When it's real estate related, there's so many different decision makers and people helping that decision maker, where they hear this crazy news where maybe they see an agent or multiple agents, doing a humble brag and saying how tired they are because they had 45 showings on a property and they got a ton of offers and they sold the property for way over asking. You see these posts and it makes them want to price their house even higher than what they wanted to. And when you see those posts, take that with a grain of salt. They're not telling, most of those agents aren't telling you that their other properties are on the market forever. They're not getting any showings and they've decreased the price. So take it with a grain of salt. So the second thing I'm going to share with you is this. This is a market watch. I look at this every day. So this is the last 90 days of activity. I'm going to shorten it down significantly. So this is Miami-Dade County. New listings we've had in the last 90 days, 3,946. There are active 4,700 listings in this area that I have. Price increases. Okay, first, price reductions, almost 2,000 price reductions. So typically in a normal market, you may have like 200 or 300 price increases, but we almost have the same amount of price increases, almost 1,700, almost 2,000. So only like less than 300 difference. It's a huge number. That shows you that the market is, we're having price increases and we're still having reduced inventory. So it shows people are increasing the prices, yet we're reducing the inventory because stuff is selling. There is a small component of that where stuff doesn't sell and comes off the market, or people decide to sell later or whatever. So let me go share that. Let me go down to 60 days. 60 days activity. It's almost the same number, 1307, 1383, price increases to price decreases. And let me go to 30 days. It's 842 to 830. Let me go to 7 days. 201 price decreases, 220 price increases. There are more price increases than price reductions. Obviously, a very hot market. Let me see what 3 days is. 3 days might not be that representative because sometimes people take time to do things. 3 days, yes, 86 to 76 and whatever, just in the last 24 hours. 30 price increases and 39 price decreases. Let's go back to 7 days. Either way, whatever the numbers are, they're super close. I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now. If you want to see this data, I would just recommend pausing the video and just looking at it. And if you are listening to this on a podcast, just DM me and I'll send you the photos of what I'm sharing online. So hopefully that gives you a better idea of the real estate market in Miami, and the rest of the country is pretty representative of this. It's still super hot. We thought it would cool down. Many agents, including myself, felt it would cool down by the first half of this year. I really don't see that happening. Our condos are really hot, which are really typically really slow. Our 2 years ago, they're really hot. Single family is on fire. Our rental market is really, really hot. And all our price points are hot. And our new construction and pre-construction is super hot as well. So I don't expect the market to change for a while. A lot of people will ask me, when is the best time to buy or sell? At the end of the day, the best time to buy or sell is when it's comfortable for you. I'm not here to tell you you should do this today or tomorrow. If you feel comfortable buying today or next year, I would say probably now is probably a better time to buy than next year, because the rates are probably going to go up multiple times. So even if the prices will level, I don't think they'll go down, because we sort of have a new norm here. One of the reasons is we have people coming here from all different areas of the country that real estate is more expensive. They're coming from California. I have this property that I've been showing in Coconut Grove. It just went under contract, and the last 5 or 6 showings were people from California. Then I had someone from Boston, a bunch from New Jersey, New York, again, I'm from Chicago. So we're getting a lot of people that are used to paying a lot more for properties, and they're used to paying a lot more for rentals. So that's increasing the market a lot, and it's probably gonna change the new norm of Miami. So if you're looking to buy, I would suggest doing it sooner than later. If you're paying cash, then you have the option to do whatever works for you, But if you are financing it may be better to do it sooner than later. Obviously, if you're comfortable with it, and obviously if there's a property that works for you, because the people you are competing against are people that probably lost multiple offers. They probably are very flexible with the property that they buy. They are probably very flexible, having no contingencies on their offer. So if you are gonna buy in this market, make sure you are okay competing with those people. Because at the end of the day, our team, Donna, Vico, Jade, Will, myself, and others that help out sometimes, are going to be doing this for as long as we can, so we support your decision, whatever it is, whether you're looking to buy or sell today or in the future. If you are a seller, is it a good time to sell? Well, we're in an appreciating market, but it's like rolling the dice, right? We're in an appreciating market, but the odds are in the future, you are going to have a lower percentage, a lower pool of buyers that will be buying your home. So I don't know what to tell you there. It depends on you. It depends on your motivation. It depends on a lot of things. So as far as selling, it's a great time to sell today or in the future, as long as you're flexible and your expectations are in line. Thanks so much for watching the channel, and make sure to check out some of our other videos. If you like our content and you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe. And if you want to get our videos as soon as they are released, hit that notification bell and you'll get them as soon as they are released. And the last thing I have to say is, for those of you that are watching my hair transplant journey, I am roughly 6 months and 1 week. So by now I'm supposed to have 50% of the growth that I have. I'm extremely happy with my doctor, Alan J. Bauman in Boca Raton. Recently, he was rated as one of the best doctors in the world. And I get so many DMs and calls and emails from people telling me that they're watching my journey. They're not interested in real estate, but they're watching my hair transplant journey. So thanks so much for watching it. I couldn't be happier for the progress. All the best, guys. Take care. Love you. And hope to see you soon, whether it's online or in person. Thanks. Thanks so much.